Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm back with tonight I'm back with a story time. So I'm having my dinner, so it's gonna be like maybe a story time slash mukbang, but like it can't really be a mukbang. But anyway, it's pasta and chicken and water. Stay hydrated, y'all. Water is life. Water is anyway guys, so I'm sure you've seen from the title what my story time is about, so we begin. Amen. So basically from the title you already know what I'm talking about, but like, yeah, it's a story time about the guy that played me. So it was in 2018. Yeah, 2018. I have a friend, let's call her B. Okay, so we'll call her B, and then the guy, maybe we'll call him, let's call him David. Let's call him David. So David is not Zambian, by the way, so my friend B will know who I'm talking about. But anyway, so basically B and D were like friends. Okay, not really friends, but like they knew each other. So one time I went out to hang out with my friend B, and like we met David at the place. So that was my first time meeting him. And like, you know, he was like, yeah, it was my first time meeting the guy. So we just hung out for a bit, and then we went our separate ways, because you know, like, yeah, we didn't go to chill with each other, we just met along the way. So after that, like, time passed, and then after some time we met again when I went to hang out with my friends again. We went out, like, well, there was a couple, I mean not a couple, there was like a number of us. We went out, and then he's like, no, I'm always telling B to say hi to you, but like, doesn't she say hi to you or something? Because I've never heard any response or something. That's what he said, something in those lines. So I'm like, oh really? No, she's never ever told me anything. So I asked her about it, and she's like, oh yeah, he's always asking about you, blah 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 blah. After that, so we started talking. We would hang out, you know, things like that. And like, we talked for a while, like months. So yeah, like we would hang out and blah blah blah, like, you know. And then he would also come to my room to like visit me and everything, and like, yeah, like we would just hang out. Like at that point he lived off campus, so his place wasn't far though, it was like nearby. So like maybe I would go visit him sometimes, but like just visiting. But yeah, then I'll go back to the dorms. When we go out, we would go out together, you know, things like that. So I'm like, all right. But at this point it was still a situationship. That's what I call it. It was a situationship. So yeah, guys, my food is getting cold. But at this point, it was a situationship. So yeah, everything was going well. It's like you wouldn't even know that, you know. But anyway, one day we're supposed to hang out. So I'm waiting for him to come pick me up, and then he tells me, he's like, no, come downstairs, I need to talk to you. So you know, that stress, that pressure, when someone tells you that they need to talk to you, there's that pressure, you know, that, oh my gosh guys, like it was bad. So I'm like, what? He needs to talk to me. So I'm like, okay. So I went downstairs. Like these days that doesn't bother me when someone says they need to talk to me. Because I found a meme that's like, when someone says they need to talk to you, just say, oh yeah, we do need to talk, so it should, you know, pressure on both ends. But anyway, so yeah, I went downstairs, then we drove to like a place that we used to chill we used to chill at in school. It was like near the old administration for foreign students, like near that side. There was like a pond. It was really quiet. It was a really nice area. Like in the night you would see some stars, like, because I don't think I saw a lot of stars when I was in China, but there you would see a lot of stars because there was not much light, there was not much going on. So if on a day when there's not much pollution, you could see the stars because it was a bit dark that side. So but this was like 5 to 6 around that time. So we went there, and then he's like, no, you know, you're a very good girl, blah 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 blah. You just know this talk about, you know when someone's about to like break up with you. Yeah, so he's like, no, I'm such a good girl. I'm like, no, blah blah blah. So I just thought I should tell you this because I don't want you to get hurt, blah blah blah. So he's like, well, I have a girlfriend. So I'm like, wait, you had a girlfriend while you were talking to me? He's like, no, when I was talking to you, I was talking to her as well. So I was like weighing my options, and I decided to like pick her to be my girlfriend. So I'm like, I was like, what? No, but like, you know, I couldn't react at the time. I'm one person who, if something like that happens to me, not that it's happened so many times, but just like if something like that happened to me, like it did in that case, I won't react in a way where I'm shouting at someone. I'm like, you know, doing too much. No. So I was like, oh really? No, I didn't say oh really, but I'm like, oh no, I was just quiet the whole time. And he's like, no, so just in case you see her around here, I don't want you to be like surprised or something. And I'm like, huh? But anyway, that happened. I'm just like, oh well, there's nothing I could do about it. The guy has a girlfriend. Even though I was hurt, I didn't want to show it in that moment because I don't think he deserved to see me hurt. You know what I mean? It kind of was about pride, but also because of what he had done. I'm like, okay, cool, take me back home. That's all I said. I'm like, all right, take me back home. So he took me back home, and then when he took me back, he's like, please don't block me, I still want to be your friend. And you know, at that point, you know, it's like you're speechless, you don't have energy, you're just drained. And I just went like, I just told him I'm not childish, I don't block people, which is true. I don't block people. I don't block any people that maybe I had a thing with in the past. No, I don't think there's need for that. I only block weird people and strange people and people who stalk me. Like, I had a stalker, guys. I'll tell you about that another time, but I did have a stalker. But anyway, so this guy, he goes and drops me, and I always remember the date because I was so excited for my birth month, and this was the 31st of May. So when I got to the dorm, and I'm like, I was still in shock. So I texted my friend Nandi. Oh, please check out her YouTube channel. I'll put it in the iCard. But I texted Nandi. I'm like, Nandi, you won't believe what this guy just said. And then I told her. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm coming to see you. But then at that point, like, I was crying. Yeah, like, you know, I can admit that I cried, but like that was like the only day that I cried because it just hit me from nowhere because everything was going good. You know what I mean? So like that was the only moment I cried. That is the truth. That was the only moment I cried. But then I didn't want her to see me crying, so I'm like, no, I just want to sleep. I'll see you tomorrow, because we used to walk to class together. So yeah, like I didn't want anyone to see me crying. My roommate wasn't there, so I just locked the door, and like I was in the room. I covered my face with a blanket, even though I can't sleep with the face over my blanket. I mean, with a blanket over my face. I covered my face with the blanket, and it was just like, oh my gosh. But yeah, that was that. And like the guy just played me just like that. So after that, I really didn't talk to him for a while, until like, I don't know, I think he wished me happy birthday on my birthday, but like I always used to give him like one word answers, and like, because the I think the wounds were still fresh, and like it didn't make sense because he didn't seem sorry for some time. So I just had to shout at him and say, like, you don't even seem sorry, you just keep saying you couldn't, like, why did you even start talking to me if you knew you had someone else that you were messing with, someone that you liked already? You know what I mean? Like, I really don't understand guys. But anyway, that was my story time, guys. My food is now cold, so I'm going to end this story time right here. But like, yeah, that was the story about the guy who played me. But now we're cool. We don't talk, like there's no need to talk, but like we're cool, we're good. Like, I'm not upset at him anymore, and he knows that. Like, yeah, I think we spoke some time back, but like, yeah, we're good now. Period. Blank. Poo.
Period.